Nigeria, your neighbors will probably give you jollof rice or fried rice, or maybe cook their local dishes, and then they would send it to your house and add juice, bottle of wine, and all those nice stuffs. But hello, I'm sure you enjoyed the first few scenes of this video, taking you through my self-care routine for the day. However, we're going to continue with a story time gist kind of, and then I'll be getting myself ready to go out for my afternoon school runs, and then later in the day connect to my virtual meeting. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about our experience during the Christmas, Boxing Day, and then the New Year Day, with the eves inclusive. So I'm going to be gisting you guys about what happened. Please sit back, relax, enjoy the video. At the same time, I'm going to be trying to touch up my face like I said earlier. So let's enjoy this video together, guys. Okay, I'll be using, actually I will have to use this eye cream which I just purchased. I just purchased it recently and I've been loving it. It's just an eye cream for underneath my eyes, because of course sometimes I don't get to sleep as much as I want to, and then calabash show, don't mind me. So I didn't know that Christmas and New Year and then the Boxing Day were big deals. I thought people can pick up what they choose to do on those days. I mean, the kind of fun they want to have, how they want to enjoy the moments with their families and their loved ones and all. I didn't know that there might be holidays. I mean, I knew that there will be holidays, but I did not know that the holidays will affect some kind of transportation system. As a newbie, so to say, I would say that I did not enjoy having fun on Christmas Day. This is me being honest with you. I didn't really enjoy what I've probably been up to if I was in Nigeria, because I know that if I was in Nigeria, I would probably have gone out with my family members on at least Boxing Day. But I didn't get to do that here because the means of transportations available were expensive. and definitely it wasn't what I wanted to opt for. So if you are also a newbie, or if it's going to be your first Christmas here by December, please ensure that you prepare yourself and have all the fun that you probably can have before these days, except you want to get involved in spending extra money, you know. So basically, like I said, that I didn't know. I didn't know, so I didn't even tell my family members that, oh, let's just have all the fun that we are supposed to have before or prior to Christmas and New Year. So transportation became a big issue for us, and you know that last year's Christmas was on Sunday, and then the New Year was also on a Sunday. 31st was on Saturday, while Sunday was first. So definitely on these days we ought to be in church for Thanksgiving. So as I was saying, the first thing that actually got to me on this day was the fact that there was no public transport. On the eve of Christmas and on the eve of the New Year, there were skeletal services, right? But there was no precise sometimes the bus won't come on time and all those things, and usually the places I go to, I hardly use the train, so it was of no use. So, and then at that time there was a train strike. I think there was a train strike, and the places I usually go to, they are just within my area, but not as if they are trekkable or something. So that day I accepted, just to brighten up my under eye. I'm not using any concealer there. I'm just going to use some powder to just let the foundation be my concealer today. No time. I just want a very soft, simple, easy glam. Like I was saying, I didn't know that the transportation system was going to be skeletal on the eve, although it was the same price, but it was skeletal. I think they actually expect that on Christmas Day or on the eves, you should just stay at home with your family members and enjoy the moments with them as well. So, but for me, on the eve of Christmas, I actually went out, and I didn't know that coming back the next morning was going to now be the period when I was going to have this experience. But really, if I did not have that experience, how would I have known? I probably wouldn't have known, because maybe other people didn't have that experience, or even if they did have that experience, they just might feel, oh, it's nothing, just that's how me. I went to Terrace. I just Terrace, and but at least I know what no public transport thing. This was the second thing that now shocked me. Since there was no public transport that day, I decided to opt for a cab. Sometimes I use the cab for my movement because I just feel it's faster, especially if I had to do something quickly at home and then I'm going out to work, or I'm going to wherever I'm going quite late. I will just quickly board a cab. So I called a cab. Funny enough, the cab got to me very fast. It was one of the quickest ones, I would say. And when the cab got to me, I'm like, oh, I'm going to so. The cabman said, okay, just get in and let's go. I didn't know that the thing I was going to experience was actually waiting for me, honestly. So I got into the cab. It started the trip, and then we commenced the journey. When I got to my destination, the price was now way higher than what I would have paid or what I usually pay, because it's a place that I usually go to at least twice or once in a month. So it's a place I'm kind of conversant with. It's not like it's a new place or anything. So I just got in, and then we got to our destination. That's how the driver now calculated almost 30 pounds for me. So I'm like, it's way higher, what's happening? And he said, oh, that he was sorry, that he should just quickly explain to me. I'm like, okay, I'm listening. He said it's because on the eve and then on the main days, their costs get increased. I said, really? That I didn't know this. So, and he said, even if you wanted to go by public transport, you probably would not get anyone. I said, really? He said, yes, that's what happens on a yearly basis during those periods. I said, okay, that I didn't know that it was my first. And then said, okay, that was all right. And we ended the trip there and then. Now I'm going to do a little bit of calculation so you will get what I'm really saying. If on a normal day your trip was supposed to be 14 pounds, okay, let me just use my own. My trip was supposed to be 15 pounds on a normal, no, 14 pounds on a normal day. Let me use 14 pounds on a normal day. Now my ride, I will have to pay about 21 pounds, and this is why I'm paying 21 pounds. I'm paying the full costs and I'm paying half of the full cost. So 14 divided by 2, that's the half, is 7 pounds. So that means I'm paying 1.5 of my regular costs. That's 14 plus 7, 21. So I'll be paying 21 pounds. Now imagine that you are going to a place that is far than where I went to, or the cost is usually higher than that one which I got. What would have happened to you? Now you get the points. Let me just recap. My first point being that on this kind of days, public transport, you will either not get public transport, or if at all you get, it's going to be skeletal services, and you have to be mindful. And on the main days, which is the Christmas, Boxing, and then the New Year day itself, there will be no bus service. But on the east, there will be skeletal services, so you might have to use taxis on those days. I didn't know that, but now I know. So it's not going to happen this year, okay, except I want it to happen. And who knows, Baba God, Abba Father is on the throne. Anything can happen. Never say never. All right. So the second thing was that taxes were actually expensive. You will have to pay your full price and half of your full price. So that was another thing that I found out during that period, and of course extra cost. And the third thing that I found out during Christmas was the fact that you would get extra pay. Now let's assume that your work per hour, if you get paid hourly, your work per hour is 11 pounds per hour, let's just assume. And then you can get as high as double the price. That's 11 times 2, double the price. You know what that is? Double the price on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, or the New Year Day. So costs can actually go high in your favor. But now I understand why costs actually went up high on those days. It was because if you have to go out at all to work, of course they need hands to work, and if you have to go out at all to work, it might be too expensive for you, so that's why you get extra. And of course you should get holiday allowances on these days if you're going to leave your family members or your friends or your people to go and work. So definitely it's a good deal. It's actually the deal the deal of these things. You know that on a normal day in Nigeria, your neighbors will probably give you jollof rice or fried rice, or maybe cook their local dishes, and then they would send it to your house and add juice, bottle of wine, and all those nice stuffs. But I am appreciative, and I'm happy that of course somebody remembered, or people remembered me and my family, and they sent us a cards, of course, and some gifts. But the thing is, me that I was expecting jollof rice, somebody is now bringing you Christmas card, or somebody is bringing you New Year card or celebration card. How would you feel? So this is to tell you that on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year Day, if you have the time and the funds and everything, please jelly cook what you are expecting people to bring to your house in your house. Okay. So because we knew that definitely we wouldn't want to miss the New Year celebration, I mean the crossover itself, because on a norm, even when we were back home, despite the fact that my spouse had to always be at work on the 31st of every year, 31st of December every year, and we will probably be in my mom's place or we're in our own apartment or something, we usually go to church for the crossover. It's just a tradition. It's something we believe in. It's something we love to do. So when we go to church and then we just pray into the new year, dance, rejoice into the new year and all stuff. But for last year into this year, what we did was, because of the time difference between this place and our home country, we had to connect to Avestas. I was the one who connected to Avestas because I connected into the Avestas online service, because that was one that was available, that I started at that time. I think it started around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. or thereabout. So when it started, we joined, and then we started with them. And when it was around 10 o'clock here, it was definitely 11 o'clock in Nigeria. So the service here was supposed to start by 10. My partner just said, okay, by 9:30 let's book our ride and then go to church. Meanwhile, I actually joined the Avestas because, just to avoid stories that touches the heart, if we try to book a cab and our cab is unavailable or doesn't come, at least we will know that we joined an online service to cross over into the new year. So that was the plan. That was why I joined the online service. But fortunately for us, immediately we ordered the cab. It didn't even take long at all. The cab just arrived, and then we went downstairs, boarded the cab, and then we moved. So of course we paid extra. That calculation that I gave you, that you pay your whole full trip and then half of the whole full trip, was what we paid, but it was worth it. It was a happy moment for us. And after the service in church, we just booked another taxi. A taxi brought us back home after the service because it was snowing. And in the morning, we didn't go to church. We just joined an online service, and that was it. So the following Sunday was when we now started going to church all over again, and the rates of the cabs and all had come back to normal. Okay, so that was what we did. So it's basically having in mind and a thought that if at all you have to go out, you use the cab, and depending on what you want to go and do, how important that task is, or how important that thing is, will determine if you have to go out using a taxi or a cab, if you have to go out or not. So that was basically what happened, and it was a good time for us. Okay, we had fun, we had our family time, we had a lovely moment. I mean, it was good, thank God. And another thing, I almost didn't want to count it all joy. Because I felt my family's absence. I mean, my large family, my mom, my siblings, who we usually stay together on such days, the new year. I felt their absence. I was missing them like something else. And I'm sure it was the same thing for my husband, but he was manning up. Because, of course, he wouldn't want us to feel like, oh, he is missing home, I am missing home, Gabby is missing home, everybody is missing home. So who was going to pet somebody? We just had to come up to, okay, this is our family, our teeny weeny family. Let's just enjoy the moment. And it was good. And also I had to ruminate back into 2021, because one of my prayer requests to God then was that And that was the major thing that actually drew me out of my emotions of missing home. I remember that I prayed to God that, my 2022 crossover into 2023, I wanted to be in a new location. Yes, I know I prayed that. I wanted to be in a new location. I wanted to test the waters of other countries. I wanted to test the other places that God has created. It was one of my prayers. And so it was just a reminder that, boy, you asked for it. You asked for it. You said you wanted it and I gave you. So why are you missing home? Thank God you can call home. You can call your mom, call everybody you want to call. So why are you missing home? You had better stop it and focus on requesting other stuff that you need for this year, rather than being in the emotions and in the feelings of, oh, I miss home, I want to go home. You asked for it. That was when I just picked up myself and jumped out of that mode. And of course, I was able to call my family. I called everybody I needed to call, and we were good. So basically, that was the experience that I had during this period, which is the final thing. And it's going to be like a trick, a hack that you need to put here. Keep it here. If you keep it here and you use it to eat, it's not going to be nice. Please keep it here and you will use it by December. Okay? Me, myself, I'm going to use it this year's December. Now, this is it. On Christmas Day, a lot of shops will be closed down. Especially shops that sells outfits, clothing, and some Christmas accessories, because they expect that you would have purchased all those serere and all those clothing, all those Christmas jumper that you want to use in front of the Christmas tree. Take a picture and be on the gang or the clique. They expect that you must have purchased them prior to that day. So sales about Christmas are over. However, some stores open on the 26th and on the 27th, although still some stores will not open on the 26th. But immediately they open on the 27th, and it's a day you know they will be opened and you are free. Just go to those stores. Purchase a lot of Christmas decorations at discounted price, as in massive sales. Purchase them. Keep them in your house. They are brand new. They are not somebody used and dashed. They are brand new, and you are purchasing at very, very, very low rates. All those nice Christmas jumpers, you know that by the next year, let's use last year and this year and then next year, if there is a Christmas jumper that they produce, normally I think they just tweak a little bit of design with all these Christmas jumpers and outfits and all. It's not like they do anything really new. So if in 2022, on the 27th of December, I had gone to the store, pick up a particular Christmas outfit or a particular Christmas decoration for my house and all those things, or particular Christmas cards at very, very, very low rates, and I keep them in my house. By 2023, when I bring them out, you know that a lot of people might not have that same design or that same thing. So they will feel like, oh, where did Biola get this unique thing from? Where did Olasubomi get this unique jumper from? You know, all those kind of things. So you might be the only one at maybe in your environment, or you might be just a few people. Like, it won't be what everybody has. So by 2023, when everybody is buying the jumper that is in vogue at that time, you are wearing the one of 2022. 2022, that it might just be a few people or just you that has it, depending on what is left, of course. So it's going to be unique. That piece is going to be very unique. It's an hack. Try it this year so you use it into 2024. So this year, what I intend to do, on the 27th, when everybody goes back to work and the shops are opened, I'll gradually walk in, pick the nice pieces I want. I didn't know really this year, but now I know better. I'll just walk into the stores, pick the things I want, pick the jumper for 2025. It's funny, but it's just the truth. Pick the jumper for 2025. Pick the Christmas tree and Christmas decors for 2025, and I'll keep them in my store. Okay? Before we sleep and open our eyes, December is here again. Yes. So that's what I intend to do. And it's a trick and a hack. And I think it's a tested and trusted one, because someone who is very dear to me and my family also mentioned it, and I'm like, this is a very good trick. So you want to try it out, okay? So with this, I've come to the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time. I had a good time because it was, of course, this is my own journal. My YouTube channel is my journal. It's a place where I keep and important information about myself and the things I really want to keep and the things I want people to know. It's a place I keep it. So I enjoyed filming it. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Don't mind my touch up my makeup and all, because my daughter already touched my makeup bag and it was a mess. So that's why I stopped the makeup. I went to finish it off camera and then I came back. But please do not forget to like this video, share it with your friends, just to have fun while watching and hear about my own experience as a new immigrant, so to say. Okay, I know I'm not new anymore, but 2 years into the new country, you're still a new immigrant. So as a new immigrant, okay, as a new immigrant, and then subscribe to my channel. You can turn on your notification bells so you'll be notified when I post a new video on my channel. Thank you so much. Have a good time and stay blessed.